Chili Mountain, the first semifinal. Chili Mountain against Bangbush. We got a best of 3. And, well, I'm excited for this. This is a match that you would normally expect in the grand final. Again, the beauty of having the system that we have here with the X Cup is that it is very easygoing for teams and also for the audience, because as one of the top teams in particular, you don't have to play in every single one of the qualifiers. You can just decide whether you want to play in all of them, whether you just want to play in some of them. The goal at the end of the day is obviously the same. You want to be in the top 8 teams at the end of the qualification tournaments, and ideally you want to be in the top 4 because that allows you to get an easier start into the playoffs. The playoffs are the real deal, the real core of this entire system. I have best of 5 matches, 4 days of Heroes of the Storm action on the top level with a double elimination bracket. But here in the qualifiers, as we've seen over the last few weeks, you have some of the qualifiers where you have all of a sudden every single top team lined up, in others a few less. Here today, that leads us into a semi-final where we have Bangbush going up against Chili Mountain, so 2 of the top 3 teams in Europe right now, not only speaking about this particular tournament here. But yeah, it's actually interesting. With Infernal Shrines, we have Rega banned, we got a ban on Anduin, which means that Hanzo is led through here. Could be a first pick for Chili Mountain, because again, Bishops usually takes control of Hanzo whenever he gets a chance to do that, and Chili Mountain is very well aware of it, so normally Hanzo gets target banned against him. If you don't do that, but you have first pick for yourself, you can always take him away. But since Junkrat is open, Diner decides that they want to have him first, so they go for Junkrat. And I would expect Hanzo to be popped now. I mean, it's Bishops after all, right? So you know he's already sitting there. He's like, boys, I'm not sure if you noticed. They didn't ban him. Lock my boy in. And yeah, Blaze Hanzo would be an opening that they could go for. They go for Holger Brightwing, fair enough. Completely disregarding Hanzo. I guess that gives us a sad Bishops. But Holger obviously also great here. And with Brightwing you have a bit of global control that you could otherwise accomplish by picking the Haka, which is exactly what the Quasar is doing for Chili Mountain. Okay. And what is Ultralis picking? Ah, there's a lot for him too. Maiev, Karrigan, Medivh, everything's up here. Banana H is starting things up with Uther then again. So that might mean... I mean... If it was Lauber in the main tank, I would say we're going to get the Holy Cow and an ETC pick potentially. But of course for Ultralisk alone, if he goes into Genji, then we could have a Divine Shield with a Dragon Blade, which is also kind of nice. There's the Maiev ban. Yeah, that would have still been a good option for him. And it's one of those things where like, yeah, better safe than sorry, let's just ban this out. And we'll see what we get. So, the last ban on our first game of this best of 3. Come on. What are they getting rid of this time? Chili Mountain. They could still ban one of Lauber's heroes. Or they could also still ban Bishops. And if they want to ban something, Hanzo is still up. And there goes Tyrael instead. It's actually one of the first few times that I have seen Hanzo not being picked for this long, picked or banned with Bishops in there. At this point, I wouldn't even be surprised if Hanzo doesn't make an appearance at all. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on with Bishops here. Maybe it doesn't feel too well today. Normally it's a no-brainer. Bishops is on the team, first pick in. But yeah, so... Sylvanas and Johanna. Okay, so they go for Sylvanas instead of Hanzo this time. Try to push some of these down. And, well, let's see how the blue team rounds up that draft for map number 1, especially of course when Masquerade is playing. His Diablo is banned. Now, Stitches, Muradin are still up. Tyrael has of course been banned too. Could technically go for Garrosh. Heavy engaged with the Nubarak, but I don't really see that. There's Genji, as already highlighted earlier with Uther. That would be a nice pick. And there are Stitches, as I just mentioned a second ago too. So if your Stitches hook into an Uther follow-up, into a Junkrat follow-up, a Dehaka follow-up. So there's a lot that they can really do with this. Whereas Skog is now either looking at another melee, or we could also... Well, I guess they could swap a few things around and pick something completely different. But yeah, either range damage or melee, of course, is going to be it. So do you want the triple front line? Yes, they do. They go for Blaze, Johanna, Blaze, and Hogger. Infernal Shrines, map number 1, everybody. So let's get this show on the road and see who takes it here. The Bangbush or Chili Mountain. On the left side, Quasar is playing the Haka for Chili Mountain. Ultralisk plays Genji. We got Banana Age on Uther. Masquerade plays Stitches. We got Dainu on Junkrat. And to the right side of the map, after being successful in round number 1 of today's tournament against none other than Team Ash, we currently have, well, Henning playing Bright Wing. We got Bishops on Sylvanas. Lauber is playing Johanna. Skog on Hogger. And then again, Svam Grotta coming in last but not least, rocking Blaze. Now, with this, can Chili Mountain take another tournament victory? Can they make the big play here and take this one too? Or is it going to be a win for the team in red? I mean, it would be actually kind of fascinating if they were able to completely pull it off right now and take Chili Mountain down a notch. So far, the Chilis have, of course, had a very good run in the X Cup, and they are still the team to beat in Europe. That hasn't really changed. There's, of course, always a couple of people that came in, yeah, but in this or that tournament or this qualifier, that team beat Chili Mountain, AK Team. Wow. The problem is that doesn't mean jack shit if every single main tournament is still won by them. So if every now and then they're losing a qualifier or a map in a winner bracket, they couldn't care less. If they are still the ones that win tournament after tournament after tournament, especially playoff tournaments and finals, they are just the top one in in Europe. I mean, honestly, even if we would now go into, I don't know, another major tournament and all of a sudden Oxygen, aka the Hardos, wins that tournament, that would still, in my eyes, not make them necessarily the best. They would have shown that they can beat them, but they would have to be a little bit more consistent to be like, you know, the uncontested or the number one there. For a short period of time, you get that. But what is... I honestly don't even know what that saying is. What was that? Nothing is so old like yesterday's victory. Isn't there something like that? But yeah, it's like, especially when we're talking about sports and other stuff, that's always a good rule. You always work towards a goal, you work towards a victory, being it in a race, in a match, in a tournament. But once you accomplish that, it's nice that you achieved it. But after that, you have to strive for the next goal, and it pretty much never stops until you retire. That's kind of the idea behind it. It's a bit rough, but it is just what it is. So yeah, either way, we got level 4 already for both teams. So far we haven't seen a kill. Everybody is just trying to get a few mercenary camps under control. In this case, it's all about the one down at the bottom of the map, of course. And the action is already there. Can they claim it? That's the bigger question right now. I mean, for now, it looks like they just might. So, a few more hits are incoming. Yep. And they're already going ham on this one. So the camp is claimed. We got, or not yet. They're about to. One of the Kasuras is down. Everybody else is just trying to get experience on the side lanes. And now that Genji is joining that fight at the bot lane, he might be able to help them out, but he's a bit too late to really make a difference here. So they give the camp up, and it's the Bang Bush that locks it in. So a decent start for them, taking a small but significant lead over their opponent, I should say. But of course, it's all about the first objective here for now. Taking a little bit of a lead is what really matters here. And yeah, in the mid lane, we already have them rotating up slowly. Hogger has gone on level 4 into the Brute Force, by the way. Nothing too insane happening in the game just yet. I would say it's actually a little bit of a smaller one that we're currently seeing here. So nobody is making any too crazy moves yet, as you can tell. There's no massive commitments to anything where they're just YOLOing down a lane. And yeah, we have seen that in the past, so always an option, especially when we're talking about the Bang Bush. Lauber likes to go deep every now and then. But as it stands, we still are waiting for kill number 1. The hook is good. Everybody is here by now. So yes, it's a party. And we'll figure out together who's going to win it. Henning is a bit low. Quasar wants him. Jet propulsion to cut him off, but he already retreated before. Now we got a level 7 talents with Seeing Red in. And Dainu is low. Boops himself out. And instead of him dying, we have Hogger falling. Nice. Nicely done. Okay. So, here comes Lauber. He dies too. He saw what happened to Hogger and he got jealous immediately and was like, wait a second, it's my job to die first. How dare you take my position? And so now we got the 2 kills for Chili Mountain. But the objective could still go to the red team and Bishops is able to claim it. So at least they avoided the... Ultralisk is down? I was just about to say at least they avoided the Punisher to be taken, but they are getting more than that. They're getting a kill and everybody else is low too. Look at the Punisher nearly getting a big piece of Banana H here. That wall is falling and what looked like damage mitigation is turning into a push. Bangbush with a pretty good attack here. I like it. Yeah, this didn't look great for them at all. They lost 2 heroes and then they turned it around. Now they take Uther too. The fuck is happening? This turned from pure damage mitigation and trying to stop the bleeding into an absolutely fantastic pressure play that allowed them to get not only several kills but also a fort. Not bad. Even the control at the bottom of the map with the camp is here. That's pretty awesome. So now in the mid lane we got still Bishops and Swamgrota trying to control also Vision as Hogger is doing his thing and just pogging it out here. Of course, great to have him if you're looking for camp control, and that's exactly one of the things that he's applied to the team so far. They're making a play for Dequaza too, and he has to pop his essence as level 10 is ready. Well, boy, that is a lot of CC. Mind control, what a stun with a shockwave in the choke point. Masquerade is body blocked. In comes the Haka. They're trying to save Stitches and they are able to make it happen. Stitches is still alive, gets the hook and forces the bunker, which they immediately use to burn the gates down. That level 10, of course, incredibly helpful in this situation. They're trying to get a kill on Genji, and the stun connects. Masquerade is still low, gets attacked and might even fall, but the hook is there, and he goes for Gorge. So he uses Gorge right away. Divine Shield is already out, but I honestly don't... Yeah, he's only delaying the inevitable here. Mind control on Genji as he's trying to engage with his own ult, and that's not working out either. So yeah, they are all running around the fort as we see the ult from... yeah, with the Riptide, maybe even getting killed. No, Bishop's still alive. The ult of Junkrat, helpful, but didn't make the difference yet. It's Genji who comes in and finally gets the kill for them. Now the fort is low. Brightwing is dying on the left, and they're chasing Hogger, so it's a triple kill in favor of Chili Mountain. They lost a lot, but they at least got the kills for it. Yeah, it is a wild game. Damn. Started off pretty tame, and then with objective number 1, things escalated insanely quickly. And that gets us now into a situation where things are starting to even out, at least in kills and experience. But of course, when you're just simply looking towards the structural position on the map, that's a very, very different picture that we're seeing here right now. Yeah, very different indeed. So something to consider here. And of course, this is also what the team is now trying to deal with. They're trying to now come in and take down the wall. They're already dealing with it a bit. Sylvanas with the mind control here every now and then, trying to stop them a little bit. Teams still have to move around on the map in order to defend their lanes and make sure that they're not losing the fort in the mid lane, for example. It's one of the few bastions that still exists for Chili Mountain. At the bottom of the map, the fort is very, very low, and it's now slowly getting attacked as the lanes, the minion waves are getting pressured back in. Team is working for the next objective. Still damage in the middle of the map, as you can see here. So good rotations from Bangbush. They also hope to get their own Shaman camp before the objective is up, so that they can get full value out of this. But it's a really interesting game. It's a really good start into this series, and honestly, it's a lot more even than I initially expected it to, given how dominant the blue team was in the recent past again. So here's an opportunity, not only for Chili Mountain to turn this around and start taking some structures down with maybe an Arcane Punisher they could get here, or for the Bangbush to take the lead once again. So that's going to be the big question here. Who locks in the second objective? Who's able to establish that lead in the mid game? And especially for the Bangbush, it would be a huge victory, because if they can get this one, yeah, nice. There's the Gorge. Already Genji is trying to go for the kill. Bishops is moving out. Henning is a little bit low. They are going for Genji now, who got stunned after the Divine Shield was over. Ultralisk is insanely low, barely getting out. And as I say, Johanna comes in with a final blow and drops Genji. Genji is gone. Couldn't get the kill despite the combo with the ult. Big hook, of course, for Masquerade, but he doesn't have Gorge available anymore. And he might have bit off a bit more than he can chew, because the aggression focuses on him directly. But there's no denying anymore who is locking in this particular Punisher. It will once again be the Bang Bush, and they can then take the mid lane here. Yeah, Bishops with the mind control. Lauber was a bit low for just a second. Brightwing might have to come in here and help out eventually. But at the top lane, they're still pushing the lane out even further. And things are looking great for the red team. Bang Bush with a very nice start to the first game in this best of 3 here at semifinal number 1 of the 4th qualifier of the X Cup. So, yep, there we have it. Starting to come in, baiting it over the wall. The fort is gone. Brightwing is doing this at the bot lane. They get the kill on Blaze at the top as they ganked up on him with 3. So that's at least a silver lining for Chili Mountain, since they're playing with the 5 versus 4 now. And they're trying for follow-up kills with the Haka now coming in from the side. Bless Shield being used, but there's the Gorge. Gorge and the kill. No way for him to escape. There's too many follow-ups on that isolation move by Stitches. We have a stun from Uther. We have the tongue from the Haka. We got, of course, Junkrat as well. They're even looking for another kill down at the bottom of the map. 2 don't seem to be enough. They go for number 3 and Lauber dies too. Yeah, it's a bit weird. So, well, Bishops is there, down to the bot lane. We have the attack coming in. And this should be the first fort. So, towards the top, Bishops is doing his thing. We're now having another attack for Blaze, and it seems that From Grota might just die again. This time at least he's able to stop it initially, but the jet propulsion, yeah, it's actually enough for him. Nice, so they lose the forts, they lose Sylvanas too, soloed at the top. They Quasar up to his old shenanigans, taking kills where he has no right to claim any. Divine Shield to save a Junkrat, and oh boy, Chili Mountain, how they are starting to turn this around. Again, this is getting nasty. So, 10 kills to 4, but I gotta say, this is getting a bit wild here, because it was the Bang Bush that had the lead, and then the kills are coming in again. Oh boy. Okay, now, so we have for now Masquerade and Dino rotating. There's the quick hook. Yeah, it hits perfectly. Masquerade is just a beast on these things, and Brightwing doesn't stand a chance. It's the beauty of these out-of-nowhere hooks. They saw him going through the wall, and then it was just a prediction hook that was perfectly timed. Lauber nearly being hit by this as well. If he wouldn't have dodged out towards the top, that could have been another grab by Masquerade, and these follow-ups by Uther with the stun are just too good. Sylvanas at 40,000 damage, Junkrat at 42,000. He, by the way, hasn't died yet, escaped earlier, barely by Divine Shield from Uther, and Masquerade is still hoping for these little moves here. Now, as great as these actions are by the blue team, we still see them behind in structures. They have taken the lead with inexperience, and things are looking pretty good. But yeah, another one, and this time, yeah, there it is. That Bang Bush. Actually banging them up in the bush over here. So they're getting the kills on Junkrat and on also Genji. And they're turning it a bit around. Which is a bit of a weird thing to say, considering that structurally and on the map they are ahead. But I like the way that they're playing this. There's no way that Jojo dies, by the way. So yeah, you can stun her out a bit, but of course the trade is there and both of the damage dealers are gone. Instead it now turns on Uther, who might have to Divine Shield himself, and it exactly does that. But they might still be able to get him here. Yeah, Banana H gets attacked once, gets attacked twice, and with Bishops following up on the initial damage, it's another kill for the red team. Uther is dead, 7 kills to 11. and they are following up with objective damage. It just seems very unlikely that Chili Mountain is going to get a lot of objective value in this game. There is just too much control on this thing. You have Johanna on the shrines, you have Blaze with the bunker, you have in addition to that also Hogga, who can pretty much take it solo in a very reasonable time frame. Both teams have now even experience again, and as they open up that bot lane, they get another kill. These follow-up kills are just brutal, absolutely brutal. It's always kills when heroes are dead. It's just insane, because the problem is that the blue team is struggling to get 5 heroes onto the map. Yes, they force out the bunker, but that's not enough, especially since the wall has now been taken and the Punisher isn't even here yet. So that keep is gonzo. That's a goner for sure. That's crazy, absolutely crazy. I mean, Chili Mountain is the top dog in Europe right now, and at least in game number 1, they're really struggling, and Bangbush is showcasing that they're not content with just being a top 3 game. They want to go much higher than that, but here comes the hook again, and this time a kill on Johanna. They're not giving up on the potential finish on the game, especially since they now have level 20 abilities. So now the Dark Lady's call. There will be some damage on the core. The only question is, can they take the entire thing? Sylvanas gets attacked as she should. She's the prime target in that situation, but the core falls. It falls quickly, and the Bangbush is making it happen. They get game number 1. Nicely done, the red team with a lead in the best of 3. GG and well played.
Before we head into game number 2, make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet, so you don't miss out on any future content here on Khaldor TV.
Garden of Terror, map number 2. I gotta admit, I am really impressed. The Bangbush, they are taking the lead in the series. And given the recent performance of Chili Mountain, I thought we would get a good game. I didn't really believe that the Bangbush would win it, just because over the last 1.5, 2 years, Chili Mountain, aka Team has been way too dominant, so it was pretty crazy. Now we're in Garden of Terror, and the map has been chosen by Chili Mountain, which is actually interesting too, because they took map choice over first pick, first ban. So, well, it's a big map. Might change the way that they are playing this. I mean, Vikings possible, Hogga definitely an early pick or a ban. Dehaka could make an appearance if you're trying to control the map. Falset, of course, another one. So I am incredibly intrigued to see if the Bangbush can win this. And it changes things up a bit. It's only qualifier, we're not talking playoffs, but still, every little bit matters. And of course a victory here would be also great for Bangbush just in general, considering the positioning within the rankings. They are aiming for the top 3. They are a team that will eventually end up there. But if you are able to take down Chili Mountain a notch once or twice, then who knows? Maybe you can establish yourself at the end of the day as the number 1 here, so that might be something. So, as it stands, we have the ban on Hogga. Hogga is fantastic on the map. One of the main reasons is a similar one for why he was picked in previous games. He's just so good on camp clear. And Garden of Terror is one of the maps where you have the most camps in the game. So if you want to have mercenary control, then Hogga is definitely a very good asset to have. Now, Rhaegar is banned. We have a ban on Lucio who can just speed everybody up, so you have quicker rotations. If you combine that then with the Sylvanas, let's say, you can easily rotate from one lane to another, try to buy yourself a few seconds where you can attack the structures for free, and then just out-rotate your opponent and do continuous damage. So Sylvanas is a hero that I expect to be picked here for sure. Question is just simply, who's going to take her? Jojo banned out as well. And now here comes the Brightwing pick. So again, you have a little bit of global pressure already. Brightwing is always a little bit weird, because on the one hand, Brightwing is a global and can always move in, can soak sideline experience, but she lacks a bit the wave clear of a Dehaka, of a False that would allow you to push these lanes out even further. So she doesn't have the lane push, but she still has the ability to soak the experience on the side lane. Here's how Sylvana picks, so Dino picks it. And now keep in mind a little bit on how Sylvana's really made a big splash again in well, in the semi-pro scene here. It was Dino who, I mean, what was it, half a year ago, started to regularly pick her, and he didn't actually engage with her in every single team fight, but initially what he did was he just went on those side lanes, started to push structures, and always went for a bit of split push action. And nowhere else can you do that in a better fashion than on a big map like Garden of Terror. So you have to always, of course, communicate with the rest of your team that you're not unnecessarily getting ganked and die. But if they allow you to make those plays, you can get a lot of value and really open the map up for them. And if you can push someone else with Sylvanas onto that lane, even better. I mean, we had a lot of pressure teams, for example, in the past, where teams would play Sylvanas and Greymane, because if you get the two of them onto a lane, then, well, they can take down any kind of structures within seconds. So now we have a ban on Sergeant Hammer. I don't want to deal with that either. A lot of frontliners targeted, so we could still see, well, Muradin is still up. I don't think that with what we're seeing here, we're going to get a Nubarak pick. Maybe for Chili Mountain. Then you have ETC always as an option for Lauba, even though I would say it's a bit less likely here. Garrosh is still up. There's the Muradin pick, by the way, for the blue team. Banana H this time with Ana. And, well, Lauba, moment of truth. What's it gonna be for him? And Tyrael. Tyrael is, of course, up as well, so you could go for Tyrael too. With ETC, you have a chance to go for a stage dive if you want to do that, but you're going up against the Blaze, you're going up against the Muradin. There's a lot of stuns here. Sylvanas is coming in. There's a sleep dart from Ana. Bit too much, honestly, for that. And, well, there's a Nubarak. They are the ones who take it. Hanzo by Bishops this time, and Tracer by Skork. So an aggressive lineup, to say the least. And they get Kerrigan for Chili Mountain. Alright, we got two aggressive drafts and I like it. Garden of Terror is going to be our second map. Can the Bang Bush pull it off, or will Chili Mountain force the third map here in the semi-final of X Cup qualifier number 4? Let's find out together on Garden of Terror. Dequazon Blaze for the blue team. Chili Mountain with Ultralisk on Kerrigan. Stuns galore with Ana and Banana. Banana and Ana. Dino and Sylvanas, and Masquerade on Muradin. On the right side of the map, we got Henning playing Brightwing. Bishops is playing Hanzo for the Bang Bush as per usual agreement. I was actually shocked that on the last map he didn't pick him. Normally he is just absolutely like glued to that hero. Skork is playing Tracer and has the Tracer rounds on level 1. Svamkrota on the Haka, and Lauba himself on Nubarak. Is it a bug? Is it a feature? We're gonna figure it out together. Kerrigan solo down at the bottom of the map, up here top side. We have the Sylvanas push that we oftentimes see, of course. So they're starting to do a bit of damage with that. And they're hoping for the stun on Sylvanas. They can't get that. Jet propulsion, a bit of body blocking, and this could be a kill. Blaze! Saved by Ana and the rest of the team. Kerrigan is the one that's currently very much so alone at the bottom of the map and doing her thing there. The hackers, of course, started to help out pretty easily. Tracer is still zipping around and doing her thing, getting the bombs connected too, but dodging the combo of Ultralisk in the last possible second. That was scary. That was very, very scary here for a sec. Oh boy, that would have been absolutely crazy. So, we have, with this moment, still our play down at the bot lane between the two side laners. Things have stabilized a bit. Every time you have a Sylvanas on one team, what happens in the early game is that they are going to try and take a tower for free. But right now, things are calming down a bit, or at least so I thought, before Lauba gets caught and gets murdered. Well, there we go. Applause. Lauba, he made it. He died first. All is as it should be. I was very irritated in game number 1 because Lauba survived through the initial engages and he only died second. I was very confused by this. I was like, something just felt off, and it eventually led to a victory for the Bang Bush. But now with Lauba dying very early in the game, things seem to be back to their usual, and we'll see if that means that Chili Mountain is going to take the win here. But either way, for now, level 4 abilities are ready for the two teams. We have a bit of a skirmish topside, and of course the next thing that is going to happen is the battle for the first seed on the map, which is happening on also the left side. So let's see who's going to drop this one. Still a bit of like poking just in general, especially of course Tracer is continuously going to try and see if she can get maybe not quite a kill, but a little bit of easy free damage on some heroes that can be followed up later by others to lock that kill in. And Swamgrota down here in some initial trouble, but at least gets saved, so yeah, nicely done. They're not really done with it yet. Quasar is also trying to make his way past out of this and is able to pull that off. The Seed only attacked by the blue team, so it seems like they're going to let this slide for now. And Hanzo at the top, dodging out on Kerrigan's follow-up stun. But here comes Swamgrota as they're really trying to take Ultralisk down, and he doesn't stand a chance. Gets ganked up by 3, and that's a bit too much for him to handle. So it's a kill for the Bang Bush, and therefore we have a kill each. Down to the bottom of the map, Henning. He's playing it very, very safe now. They don't have a lot of vision, so that's definitely the smart play to make. Still the play at the top possible, as they're hoping to take the wall down. Very big map, of course, Garden of Terror. It's a huge map, and it's all about camp control, lane control that comes with it. And, yep, that's what they're currently trying to do. So, as it stands, we now have bot side Blaze pushing this out a bit further, trying to take the wall down a notch, as Henning obviously can't hold his own here against Blaze. But they're taking camp after camp now. Masquerade is trying to get out here and gets hooked and is about to die. Yep, that was a bit unfortunate for him. So Masquerade falls in that situation. A little bit unlucky, I'd say, but let's take another look at this. So he was hiding initially in the bush, as you can see here. Thought he could get out by stunning a Nuburak, and then Dehaka just got him. Didn't see that before, and now he dies. Didn't have an escape any longer, and that was the end of the frontliner, and allowed also the red team to take a better position, push out the top lane a bit. Initially, the idea was, of course, to scout with Muradin and then just make a safe retreat, but he had a bit too much company here. So that's the end of Masquerade. And now the chance to get a seat for the Bang Bush. 2 kills to 1. And of course, that juicy, juicy lead in the series itself. Best of 3 here. Can they pull it off? Yes or no? Swamgrota, yeah, waddling his way back out here. Obviously the global. They have 2 globals now technically, with Brightwing and with Dehaka, and that can really help them as the game continues. We will very likely see them try to control the game on a macro level. Ana a bit too far out, and they were baiting that. They were absolutely baiting that one. Yeah. Bang Bush, a bunch of master baiters as they get Ana to commit to it a little bit too deep, but now the fight turns against them as a Nuburak dies again. Dainu and Ana are both running away. The drag still connects, and Dainu nearly got saved, but then he gets Hanzo'd. So yes, Sylvanas gets Hanzo'd. The battle isn't over yet. They're trying to go for a Brightwing kill, as Ultralisk is just looking aggressively with one jump after another for kill number 2. Can't get it though. The seed, on the other hand, has already been taken by Chili Mountain, and now they get Tracer after all. Tracer is taken. Meme strike for Hanzo, hoping for the cooldown reduction on level 20, of course. That's going to make this a very impactful ult. 3 kills to 3. It's not really a bad position for the Bang Bush. The big problem for them is really the fact that they haven't taken a single seed yet. So now it's potentially going to be a... Oh... Yeah, now it's potentially Garden Terror against them, and that's a big of a problem. But Masquerade should also be careful, because yes, he sniffed this one out, and they know where they are. But if the rest of them comes, then that could be a yeah! Nope. And Nuburak is dead again. This time Lauber can't even be blamed for it, so the camp is stolen away. It's a 4 versus 4 before Kerrigan comes in. But yeah, there's the kill. Sylvanas down, the range damage gone. It's up to Kerrigan to wreak havoc, but Skork is dodging out on a kill. Swamgrota stun, pops the essence, and survives through it for now. And Bishops is just firing away, one arrow after another. Quasar gets killed as well. They try for Kerrigan, who gets a kill. Oh my god, on both of them. Oh my god, fucking Ultralisk. What a monster. That man is just insane. check him out here with his play. So first, look at Tracer. First the kill against Blaze. That looked still great for the red team. And then it's just Carrigan making one move after another. Ultralisk using his Ultralisk to get the second kill. Lauber gets farmed here. And Chili Mountain is on the warpath as they want the Garden Terrors. I mean, damn, son. They get Garden Terrors. They have a pressure at the top with the Siege Giant camp already. About to lock in level 13 talents too. And oh boy, are they starting to make waves here. Very impressive once again by them. I mean, evidently not happy with the result of game 1 and trying to push this very quickly towards the third game. Looking for kills that they couldn't get down here, but they push the defenders farther away from the forts, which now results in the bot lane falling. The mid lane fort is going to be destroyed. And up to the top, we're going to likely also see them lose another one. Yeah, Muradin, look at them. Waiting with a Stormbolt for a long time as there was still a minion in the way. But Brightwing gets killed eventually. They take the kill on Tracer. They take down Hanzo. Oh my god, they're getting wrecked. I mean, this is getting absolutely ridiculous. Chili Mountain, they are absolutely angry. I mean, damn, they really want this. I mean, if you would grow up on a mountain where you have chilies everywhere and you eat those things, you would be going for some spicy plays as well. And they're going for the 5-man wipe, absolutely murdering this game. I mean, what the fuck is happening? We're 9 minutes into a game of Garden of Terror and we have at least 2 keeps falling. That's ridiculous. That's absolutely ridiculous. A 3-level advantage. Ana dies. And again, it's Brightwing and also Tracer. Carrigan and Sylvanas just working in tandem time and time again here. Now they're trying to go 4 bishops. It's nasty. Absolutely nasty. I guess they're gonna retreat after all. The cocoon lands, they get Dino. The core, by the way, is losing hit points quickly. The Winions are murdering this. The archers actually were a big part of why the core lost so many hit points. Now it's down to 49%. And Blaze Dequaza, he seemed to be going for a solo kill here. Everybody else is still waiting this out. Drops the bunker and burns it to 35%. Muradin falls, so does Blaze. But this is, of course, a nightmare. Ultralisk is also low, and I guess he'll fall. He was hoping for a counter kill and couldn't get it. Bishops is staying away from him as much as he can. But there's the kill. Carrigan is gone. They're trying to save the top fort. But what an absolute bloodbath. We're 10 minutes into the game and we have 25 kills. 25 kills, 32% on the core. Only 1 keep standing. And I guess the outline of a fort. But yeah, comeback incoming. Now this would be quite a 6.5 out of 10 moment if this would happen here. And by the way, there's still some people that apparently don't know what that means and where that meme comes from. So 6.5 out of 10 is the rating that IGN back then gave in their initial review, Heroes of the Storm. And the reason for that low rating by the reviewer was, and the reviewer was a big Dota 2 fan, and yeah, made that very clear. And he decided that there was no comeback mechanic in Heroes of the Storm, which is obviously an absolutely ridiculous statement and was also back then. So ever since then, if you're starting to make a comeback, it's called a 6.5 out of 10 moment in memory of that shitty review from a very partisan guy. But again, very biased back then. Made for some funny memes that still persisted through today. The kills are still coming though for Chili Mountain, and they are now finally taking that fort down. And of course they're also hoping to finish what they started. It was a nice moment for the Bangbush for just a second, but it seems that Chili Mountain had enough now. They want to bring this to game number 3, so they are pushing for this very quickly. Hanzo is dead as well. The blue team, they're playing Farmville right now. They're farming them hard. It's another 5-man wipe. And that is a game. As the blue team, Chili Mountain, ties this series. We'll be stepping around the core with some friendly banter between the teams. But of course, it is the end of game number 2. Winions alone will take it. Dehaka, he's also falling. Swamgrota is gone. And as the Siege Giants move in, they will finish what they started. There it is. Chili Mountain with a victory in the second game of the best of 3 series at the semi-final. And we're headed to game number 3. Battlefield of Eternity, map number 3, Chili Mountain against Bangbush, everybody. So excited. Chili Mountain got angrier on the second map. They got very angry. It was their map pick, and they were definitely ready for the map, as you could tell. They absolutely stomped the Bangbush. They burned that bush down and turned it into a little heap of ash. But now that we're heading into map number 3, Battlefield of Eternity, things could of course change. This is a very team fight heavy map. So let's see what they can pull off here. We got Maiev banned out. We got also Hogger eliminated. They gotta ban Hanzo, right? I mean, this is Battlefield of Eternity after all. Now they have first pick, first ban. If they don't ban it, they should take it. What I mean with by they should ban it is they should take it away from Bishops. Because he is already insane on that hero, and then giving Hanzo to him on a map that matters even more, where the hero is even stronger, is kinda nuts. What the fuck? That's what we call a bullshit ban. Butcher ban? What? Unless they know something that I don't, the only comment that I have to this is... I mean, back in the day we had something, you didn't want to ban a hero, so you just went for a bullshit ban, and I have no idea who came up with that one, but what the hell? Butcher was never taken, ever, even in Meta Madness when 60 heroes were banned out, so the fuck just happened? Yeah, Li Ming, I mean, Butcher clearly overpowered, that's why they had to ban him. Alright, so Li Ming is taken. Bishops again with Sylvanas. What's happening? Bishops is all of a sudden... I don't know what happened between Bishops and Hanzo. Maybe Hanzo stole his girlfriend or something. I honestly don't know. I thought they were bros and they were really close. But maybe they were a little bit too close. You know, Bishops invited him over to his house all the time. And then at some point, Hanzo threw longing, long looks at Bishop's girlfriend, and he just got a little bit suspicious there, which is why he's now turning his attention towards his new love, Sylvanas, who always played second fiddle to Hanzo in the first place, but you know, maybe she's in the driver's seat now. Now Sylvanas is taken. We got Diablo and Brightwing, so Masquerade can now go for a couple of sexy wall stunts. With Blaze on Swamgrotta. But yeah. That's a bit wild. I mean, again, Bishops was always... Sylvanas was always the follow-up for Bishops if he couldn't get his Hanzo. But there was always a clear priority for him which hero he took when he had access to it. So today is the first time in, I mean, a very, very long time that Bishops is swapping his priorities a little bit. So there has to be a reason for it. But yeah, either way, we got the ban on Genji. And what are we getting for the final ban? They ban Greymane. Yeah, again, Sylvanas Greymane, I talked about this a bit on the second map during the draft. If you have at any point a chance to get Sylvanas and Greymane into a team and then rotate towards structures, if you win a team fight, the bloodbath afterwards is just incredible. So Thrall gets taken and we have Muradin. This is, by the way, a Thrall that could be going for Crash Lightning since he is likely part of the 4-man and doesn't have to go onto the side lane. So, yes, there's that. Now... in comes Urel. Yep, Urel Diablo, always a good combo. I mean, let's face it, Urel is never really a bad pick. And we got Ultralisk, the X Factor, Falstad. Okay, so Falstad incoming. Yeah, they got a little bit of a global here. They got also a Gust available now that they can use. And that leaves us with Henning as the final pick. And let's go. Ah, come on, boys. Can't be that hard. We need a support. Rhaegar. Game 3. This is what it comes down to, everybody. Final map, Battlefield of Eternity. Let's go. Game number 3, the final map between the teams in the semi-final of the 4th qualifier. The winner moves on to the grand final. We got on the left side, Banana on Brightwing, Quasar on Urel. Ultralisk is playing Khaldor for the blue team in the final map. We have Masquerade on Diablo and Dino on Li Ming, looking of course for those juicy resets with her. On the right side of the map, their opponents, we got Henning playing Rega for the team on the support, Bishops with Sylvanas, Svamgrota on Blaze. Lauba is playing Mirrodin, and we got Skok on Thrall, not going into Trash Lightning, but instead with the Trolling Thunder. So yeah, Trolling Thunder for him. All good, all Gucci. No crazy moves being made here yet, but yep, fairly interesting. Of course, given the situation in this series. So it doesn't go for the big damage, but more for a bit of sustain. And they're also losing Lauba again, I guess. Maybe not. He tried. I mean, he really tried. But Henning was not on my watch. Rega came in and saved him, so Lauba is still fine. Was a nice little trap against the frontliner. But yep, in this case, Lauba still alive. The support came in just in time to help him out here. Not for lack of trying, though, but as it stands, and you can see, we still don't have a single kill in the game. So, yeah, good stuff. Now, of course, we are focusing our attention a little bit more into the bot lane, and Banana H might actually be the first one to fall. Yeah, Brightwing dropping very low here, but still surviving through all of it. Now they're turning towards Masquerade, and even with the help of Brightwing, or the attempted, he's down, so that's the first blood in the game. Bang Bush opening this up with a kill against the tank. And Chili Mountain loses their front line. Nicely done. All the way up at the top, we got Ultralisk and Quasar pushing through the lane still. A little bit of a hoppity-hop-hop by the goat, as Svamgrota is trying to hold his own against the two of them. But with Sylvanas now helping the team at the bot lane out, they have, of course, a lot of push potential, which they immediately tried to use. Nice move away from the wall. He is still down, though. So he moved away from the wall just as Diablo started to approach, so they can't be swapped over the gate. But they are still a kill, and it's a double. They stayed too long, and they got taken. Now, 2 kills to 1. Level 4 is in Chili Mountain. It's a blow for blow in the early game already between the two teams, as each of them is trying to reach the the grand final. And I like it. It's good fun here. So, to be fair, I would say whoever makes it into the grand final is also the favorite to take this tournament. It's a very, very strong upper bracket that we have this time around. So there is a chance that if you win this one, you are also taking the grand final. And of course, the goal is always to get as many points for that ranking as possible to make sure that you're not only a part of the playoffs, but that you're having a good position for them as well. Now, the first Immortal is already touching ground in a few more seconds. Here at the 3-minute mark, the camps are taken by both teams as they are attempting to get some extra pressure onto the lanes. And we got a potential kill on the Space Goat, but with the Stormbolt missing, they won't be able to take their Quasar down, so he dodged out on this. It's always tricky to take Urel apart. He has incredible survivability. A lot of escape tools too. So, yeah. Still a bit of poking happening up at the top. Initial damage against the red team's Immortal has already been dished out. And the blue team is taking position here. Lauba always looking to lock someone down at the front line. And of course, with the triple melee lineup that we see for the Bang Bush, they got a lot that they can use to focus. First of all, they got a lot of CC with that. They have a lot of hit points at the front, but they also have a lot of CC that they can, for example, use to really lock down either Urel later or Diablo. You have the Wolves of Thrall, you have the Jet Propulsion, the Stormbolts. There's really a lot of stuns available to them. And if they chain them properly, then anybody that gets hit by that is, at least for some duration of time, completely out of commission. So now the action continues with the entire push shifting a little bit more towards the blue team's Immortal, as they are starting to take some damage here. But, well, so far they haven't been able to do too much, and it seems like the halftime show is going to be taken by Chili Mountain, as instead the red team moved towards the top and pushed the wall out a bit. Now, if you make those plays properly and just trade, then you can always pull ahead here. Level 7 talents were also important, of course, so they wanted some extra experience, and they got it. But the halftime show is now over. The towers are more or less down. But that's always the play. You cannot go away from an early game objective if you're pushing lanes and taking some structures down, and if that results in you just drawing even with an opponent that takes the objective, then there's nothing lost really. So they are able to get that shield down to maybe 20%, and that should allow them a fairly easy defense. So if only the wall topside is lost, then the two teams are more or less even. Now, if they're losing a frontliner at that point, even before the Immortal is here, that would change things very dramatically. But up to now, at least, that hasn't happened. There's no level 10 abilities, of course, either. But we still have a slightly inexperience for the blue team. The Bang Bush with the attempt to defend. Gotta use Sylvanas to burn that shield down as quickly as they can, and I guess they won't be able to avoid damage on the fort, but they can make sure that they limit it at least, and that's the play here. So nobody's rotating topside from the bot lane, so it's gonna be a 4 versus 4 all around. And as you can tell, yes, there is some damage on the fort. It's gonna be, I mean, it's roughly 50%, but as long as they don't lose a fort here, it's fine. The attack towards Skok, that's a different story. With Brightwing jumping into, that's a kill. Poor Thrall. That's a lot of ganking power that they have, and he does his best with the Ancestral Wrath and also his trade, but he dies, and that removes the stacks that he had on the level 4 as well. He didn't have too many, but we have also some counter pressure now up at the top, so the gank against Thrall comes at a cost, and that is a lot of hit points on the top fort, so that is a bit of a problem. Yeah, Lauber. Can they get a Stormbolt here? Dainu! That's a kill. That has to be a kill, and it is a kill. Brightwing just a second too late, and of course now with one of the damage dealers gone, if they can rotate somebody else up, they might even be able to do more damage. Yeah, but now Masquerade is moving in as well, and I guess that's a few kills. Bishops in particular is not going to make it here, so he's dead. That's a full stack on Diablo's souls, and the heading is about to get dropped too. So once again, the pattern is the same. They stayed a bit too long and the gank hit them hard. Level 10 abilities by now for both teams, a bit sooner for Chili Mountain, but the Bang Bush is catching up. We got them with Sundering. Don't think that we're going to see Bloodlust here, so Rhaegar holding this a bit longer is not changing the outcome. It is an Ancestral healing after all. By now we also have the 2 stacks for Thrall as he's still trying to complete his level 4 quest. And goes for the talent here, so let's see if he can lock that in. A bit of a jump. Lauber pushing Brightwing back, and look at that! Yeah, poor Brightwing. Brightwing wanted friends, got a few friends. No fucking way. I mean, that just sucks if you are... Oh my, no way. I mean, that just sucks. You go for a big gank on Brightwing, and then that happens. I would feel betrayed. Quasar is also completely jumping the back lane minion waves, making sure that that fort is in trouble, and now they're going for the play over here. But that is just nasty. Brightwing surviving even through the Sundering is just insane. I'm going to show you that in a second again once that thing's calmed down a bit here, but boy, what a blow. If Bang Bush gets that kill, it's a completely different situation. But then they lose Thrall too, which makes matters worse. And now there's an entire level lead for Chili Mountain. That could have been the turning point in the game. But instead, it is Chili Mountain pulling ahead a bit further. Now, the fight isn't over yet, and Yrel has to pop the ult. Everybody on the red team is a bit low, and Thrall dies again. Ah, boy, there's the Gust. So they hope to get another kill on Lauber, who's running low on mana. Muradin definitely in trouble here, but what an unfortunate... Oh, well, Lauber gets away. So here's a quick look at that Brightwing situation. So here they come, fully ganking up on Brightwing, getting everything into play that they can. Brightwing jumps out, Banana Age moves away, gets fully hit, and then escapes with what seemed like negative hit points. So that is the end of that play. led to the kill on Thrall and is now one of the reasons why Chili Mountain has that 1 level advantage that you can see now that will also translate into an lead in Talons. So yeah, crazy. But good for Chili Mountain. After they lost the first map, they are now a bit of on a tear here. Now, of course, you need a few good team fights and you turn this around again. But I would be lying if I would claim that the Bang Bush is, well, is even with the blue team. The problem is not only that they are level behind, but it's really their talent lead that is an issue, considering that the top side push is likely going to drop their fort. And at the bot lane, the fort has already been destroyed, so the entire outer ring of defense is likely going to fall. Once again, Thrall is in trouble. They're still trying to turn it here with limited success. The level 13 talent still a big advantage for Chili Mountain in that fight. Ancestral had to be dropped. They go for Blaze. He still has the bunker and could use that for the team. Immortal takes out the top fort. So while everybody is brawling, the objective is getting value for the blue team, and they are now trying to break through the top gate and wall so that they can get the keep slowly destroyed. Quest is completed. So that's a good news for Thrall at least. Able to make that happen. Yeah, and well, here's the hit. They're going for the next potential kill. Lauber wants more focus, but Masquerade is also a bit low. It's Sylvanas that dies first. Either way, bad news for the red team. They might even lose more here, and they might lose that keep, because that Immortal has already chunked it down to 50% HP, and without Sylvanas, who's going to stop them? The answer is nobody. Chili Mountain. Big spicy plays by the Chilies as they have 8 kills to 2. Huge lead. Game number 1 looked fantastic for Bang Bush, but now the blue team is turning this around. They're going for Lauber. They want him dead and they kill him. Li Ming. Oh, they try to drop Banana H again. Svampgarota with a good engage. But, I mean, they're brawling and brawling and brawling in the hopes that eventually the blue team is going to break. And I guess they are getting their wish on Diablo. But he, of course, had full stacks on the souls. And he is back now. Yeah, only 25 soul stacks left. Those are souls that Diablo will never lose. They are the souls of the Blizzard executives that killed HGC. Diablo is holding on to them for very good reason. Have false set at the bot lane, so not only are you behind and don't have any forts left, but you also have a global against you that is now starting to push the side lanes out and is trying to get additional damage in on the bot lane, and of course specifically the keeper. Nobody's going for this. They're brawling at the top. They realize that their hail is in winning team fights and they're trying to exploit a 5 versus 4 situation, but Falset is flying in to join the battle, and that shuts it down quickly. Bang Bush, biggest problem is that they're so far behind experience that level 16 will be a reality for the blue team when the next objective is up, and they just can't deal with that. It's such a huge power spike that it's nearly impossible to go up against it in this situation. They want the kills, and they get at least one. They get Diablo. That might just be it. They might get a second kill. The Quasar is dead. Quasar. That's 2 kills. Guys, that's actually huge. That's 2 important kills, just as level 16 hits for Chili Mountain. So the Bang Bush, they bought themselves a moment of reprieve, but is that enough? I honestly don't know. I really don't know if that's going to be enough for them. They want more, but you also have to think about how much time do you waste trying to get a kill on Dino now. All these kills, of course, give them experience. All of these kills give them a fair amount of experience because of the level difference between the two teams. And still, it's follow-up kills on an opponent that just doesn't have 5 on the map and won't for a long time. It doesn't change, though, that you are also losing a bit of time that you could use to take down some structures with the help of Sylvanas, or maybe make a different play here. So it's always tricky to make these situations, but with Li Ming being down for another 20 seconds, they should be able to get the Immortal after all. Li Ming dead also gives them experience that now helps them to get the level 16, so there's that. So they might just be able to bring this back a little bit. Obviously, they are incredibly behind when we're talking about keeps and forts. But there is a chance to turn this. And if they get these follow-up kills, that would be massive. So they're trying it again. Li Ming is back, but she's not in the fight yet. She's not in the fight. Here comes the Apocalypse and the isolation attempt. Thrall is wall stunned again, and the Ancestral saves him. Nice. Rhaegar. But, Sylvanas. Sylvanas is down, but so's the birdie. Their chicken got roosted. 10 kills, 2-7, but they haven't won the Immortal yet. Yeah, and now catapults are up at the core, and we are 14 minutes in. That's not the end of the world, but still, this is gonna be a problem, especially since they have another issue down here at the bottom of the map, where two camps are pushing. Another kill attempt. It's all about the big team fight in the middle. Who can take it? But of course, the core is now slowly starting to take damage, as you can see here. And the third catapult is moving in too. The action in the middle continues. We got the Quasar low, but they save him. They save him again. Urel is alive, 95% on the core. They still have it, but the bottom keep, that's the bigger story. Bishops is trying to save it, but oh boy, this is such a problem. Yep. Now we have the keep so low that any push towards it will take it down. And they're, of course, also going for another Immortal victory, which Bangbush just cannot allow. They have to win this one. They have to win it. And they lose Thrall again. The Quasar is toying with them at this point, just hopping out every time he's about to fall. Sylvanas needed to move back into the fight, had to abandon the bot lane. That might result in the keep falling. The Quasar is finally dead. They finally have the kill that they needed. The Apocalypse could be the end of Myrddin, though. Gets wall stunned, and Li Ming does the rest. The kill is there, the keep bot side has fallen, and it's just crazy. Okay, so with that, we got a 12-8 kill situation, and yeah, it is tough. Yeah, it's honestly, I don't really think that they can survive through this. It's a small shield, granted. It was such a close call. Again, we come back to the decision to chase Li Ming. Hindsight is always 20/20, and I think in the moment the decision was the correct one. But it's undeniable that it might have cost them a bit of time on the Immortal, and that without chasing Li Ming for this long, or maybe with a few less resources, they would have been able to take the Immortal. They wanted to try and catch up in experience, which was important too, and they had so many opportunities here to take Urel. It was really just a Quasar knowing exactly his limits and when he needed to move out that prevented them from doing so. It's not over yet, but it is a slim hope that they have here. They want the quick kill on the Quasar. It's the only thing they have. Try and push the fight past the Immortal, but they lose Thrall again as Li Ming just pops him like a pimple. And that is gonna be the end of this series, or at least very likely. Looks like Chili Mountain does it again. They're getting their kills here. They're closing in on level 20. Swamgrota didn't die, but it was close. Li Ming dies, but she dies too late. The core is down to 50%. And, well, they're still pushing them back, but nobody is going to be able to deal with the Immortal in time. This is game. This is a victory. For Chili Mountain, they take the game, they take the series, and they move on to the grand final of the qualifier.